Hey, today I'm going to do a quick comparison between the Urevo and the Yemsd walking pads. I'm going to show you everything you need to know, all the similarities, the differences, and which one I overall prefer. So I have been walking about 10 to 20,000 steps every single day for the past year, which has helped me lose about 40 pounds. And just to show you, I'm going to show you my step count for today. So about 12,500 with a couple hours left. And I usually end between 12 and 15,000 as of right now. These have been a huge help for me. So I work from home and I use them at my standing desk and also just in the family room when I want to watch TV or anything. So they fit nicely under the couch. I can fit them under that as well. Just slide them right on. Now, something I highly recommend. Well, first I want to just point out that the difference in the width, the Urevo is a little bit wider and also a little bit longer than the Yemsd. But another difference is the weight capacity. The weight capacity for the Urevo is 265 and the Yemsd is about 320. So I have had these since a while back, and I was at my heaviest about 285, and right now I'm about 245, 250. So I've kind of put them to the test, especially the Urevo with that weight capacity, but I haven't had any issues so far and have been really using them a lot. Now, something I highly recommend if you especially have carpet like I do is I started using these furniture sliders because I move them around so much. I have them under the couch, I move them under my desk and move them away so I can sit down. And so I'm constantly moving them. And these furniture sliders make it so nice when you put them on carpet. I can kind of just like push it and like not really have to put in a ton of effort. Use my foot, kind of just slightly push it and it's gonna move around. And this makes it super nice. They do both have wheels on the front. So if you do have tile, you can move them around that way. But our whole place is carpet, even the bathroom. So these are just like a pain to move until I got these furniture sliders. So it makes a huge difference. Now let's talk about the remotes. The two different remotes here and the differences between them. So we have the Yemsd remote. One huge difference is it does not come with batteries, and it takes two AAA batteries. So you're gonna have to have those when you do get it. See if I can get this back on. And the other one comes with the batteries in there, and it also comes with a replacement battery. But this thing is like impossible to open, at least for me. I don't have any nails to open it. But with the remotes, they both have like a little like place to put your wrist on. But for me, I have like pretty big wrists, so they do not fit. This one is not a silicone material that like the other one. It's not as stretchy, so I can't even really get them over my hand at all. This would be really tight. And then this one is the silicone, and our cat is probably going to end up chewing through this because he loves chewing on anything silicone. And we have another one that he's already chewed through this part. But if you want, and I think I can already feel some bite marks. But if you like to have it on your wrist, that's a nice option that you have. The size difference as well between the two remotes is pretty big difference. Another thing is this one has a pause button, whereas the Yemsd does not. So we're gonna show you how they work. So first off, we're gonna test to see how quiet they are. So we're gonna start with the Yemsd, and it starts at 0.8. I'm gonna go up to 2.0. This one goes up by 0.1 for the speed, whereas the other one goes up by 0.2. So that's something I do really like about this Yemsd. I will say that the 2.0 doesn't feel quite as fast as the other one. It also rotates between the calories, the speed, the time, and the distance. And you can click this button here to rotate as well if you want to change and just focus on one. But there's no pause button with this remote, so I'm just going to go ahead and turn that off. Now let's go to the other one. Starts at 0.6 and it goes up by 0.2. So it's going to get up to 2.0 a lot quicker. And I will say this one just feels faster. I don't know how like much of a difference between the 2.0 on that one, and this one just feels faster. So naturally, it's gonna sound a lot louder too. Pretty big difference. But the nice thing about this one is it actually has the steps, which is probably my favorite thing to look at. So you can actually click the mode button too. If you wanna just have it on steps, keep it on that. But it's kind of nice to have the rotating one as well. And then when you pause it, you can go get a drink, go to the bathroom, come back. It will turn off after a few minutes. I think maybe 5 minutes or so, it'll just turn off automatically. But one of the downsides when you pause it and resume, I'm gonna show you. Let's resume. Is that it starts at the speed that you left it on. So it's starting at 2.0, which I think is just a little bit dangerous to get on at a fast speed. So if you had it on the max speed of 4.0 and you turn it on, like standing on it, and it just starts going really fast, just be careful with that. So I recommend to go ahead and turn it down before you actually step on the treadmill when you pause it. So just keep that in mind. We're gonna go ahead, turn that off. So another thing is with the oil, you will want to like oil it up every month or two, depending on how much you use it. So they both come with these little oil containers. The way to do it is you lift up the belt and you want to get it towards the middle of the belt. Now to loosen the belt, you just come to the end of the walking pad, and then you basically will just loosen these. That way you can loosen up the belt and just follow the instructions with it to loosen it and then tighten it back up. So that way you can get the oil to the middle part of the belt. And then what I'd recommend is to turn it on, let it run through, walk on it as well, and just like see how it feels until you get that smooth like movement. And so you keep adding a little bit more at a time until you get back to that smooth movement. But overall, these are both great options. There's quite a few differences between them. And I think like, despite the flaws of the pause button, I think it's great and I really like it. And especially with the size difference too, a little bit wider, a little bit longer. I'd have to go with the Urevo over the Yemsd. Even though I've had the Yemsd longer, it's still a great option. The thing I like about it more is that it goes up by 0.1. So both great options. I'll say the Urevo beats it out just barely, but you can't go wrong with either.